Hello everyone! For the next 2 hours, you'll train your English fluency through real speaking and listening practice. Across 7 focused sections, you'll improve your grammar, build stronger vocabulary, sharpen your listening skills, and train yourself to speak more naturally in real situations. Stay with the full session, repeat when you can, and you'll feel the real difference in your English. Are you ready? Let's get started. Crack up. Crack up. Meaning, suddenly laugh a lot. Suddenly laugh a lot. You always crack up at silly jokes. You always crack up at silly jokes. Hang out. Hang out. Meaning, spend time relaxing with someone. Spend time relaxing with someone. Let's hang out in the park this afternoon. Let's hang out in the park this afternoon. Meet up. Meet up. Meaning, arrange to see someone. Arrange to see someone. We should meet up before the film starts. We should meet up before the film starts. Drop by. Drop by. Meaning, visit someone briefly. Visit someone briefly. You can drop by later if you're free. You can drop by later if you're free. Come over. Come over. Meaning, go to someone's home. Go to someone's home. Why don't you come over after work? Why don't you come over after work? Show up. Show up. Meaning, arrive somewhere. Arrive somewhere. Try to show up on time tonight. Try to show up on time tonight. Dress up. Dress up. Meaning, wear smart or fancy clothes. Wear smart or fancy clothes. We have to dress up for the event tonight. We have to dress up for the event tonight. Get together. Get together. Meaning, gather socially. Gather socially. Let's get together this weekend and catch up. Let's get together this weekend and catch up. Catch up. Catch up. Meaning, update each other on life. Update each other on life. We need to catch up properly. It's been ages. We need to catch up properly. It's been ages. Chat up. Chat up. Meaning, flirt or start a friendly conversation. Flirt or start a friendly conversation. He's trying to chat up everyone at the party. He's trying to chat up everyone at the party. Ask out. Ask out. Meaning, invite someone on a date. Invite someone on a date. I might ask out Julie if I feel brave enough. I might ask out Julie if I feel brave enough. Show off. Show off. Meaning, behave in a way to attract attention. Behave in a way to attract attention. He loves to show off when he's with his mates. He loves to show off when he's with his mates. pitch in, meaning help or contribute, help or contribute. If everyone can pitch in, the party will be sorted quickly. If everyone can pitch in, the party will be sorted quickly. Chip in, meaning contribute money or effort, contribute money or effort. We can all chip in for a birthday present. We can all chip in for a birthday present. Join in, meaning participate, participate. Feel free to join in if you want to play. Feel free to join in if you want to play. Head out, meaning leave to go somewhere, leave to go somewhere. Let's head out before the queue gets massive. Let's head out before the queue gets massive. Pop in, meaning visit briefly, visit briefly. I'll pop in after lunch to say hello. I'll pop in after lunch to say hello. Turn up, meaning appear somewhere unexpectedly, appear somewhere unexpectedly. If they turn up later, we'll make space. If they turn up later, we'll make space. Bump into, meaning meet someone unexpectedly, meet someone unexpectedly. I always bump into old school friends in town. I always bump into old school friends in town. Look after, meaning take care of, take care of. Can you look after the drinks while I step outside? Can you look after the drinks while I step outside? Look forward to, meaning feel excited about something coming, feel excited about something coming. I always look forward to our Friday nights. I always look forward to our Friday nights. Hang on, meaning wait a moment, wait a moment. Hang on while I grab my jacket. Hang on while I grab my jacket. Mix up, meaning confuse people or things, confuse people or things. Try not to mix up the names when you introduce us. Try not to mix up the names when you introduce us. Back out, meaning withdraw from an arrangement, withdraw from an arrangement. Don't back out now. We already booked the table. Don't back out now. We already booked the table. Turn down, meaning refuse or reject, refuse or reject. I don't want to turn down an invitation, but I'm busy tonight. I don't want to turn down an invitation, but I'm busy tonight. Fit in, meaning feel comfortable socially, feel comfortable socially. It takes time to fit in with a new group. It takes time to fit in with a new group. Get along, Get along, meaning have a good relationship. Have a good relationship. I really get along with everyone in that club. I really get along with everyone in that club. Go out. Go out, meaning socialize outside the home. Socialize outside the home. We don't go out much during winter. We don't go out much during winter. Bring along. Bring along, meaning take someone or something with you. Take someone or something with you. You can bring along a friend if you want. You can bring along a friend if you want. Tag along. Tag along, meaning join even if not invited. Join even if not invited. Mind if I tag along for the meal? Mind if I tag along for the meal? Play along. Play along, meaning pretend to agree with a situation. Pretend to agree with a situation. Just play along until we reveal the surprise. Just play along until we reveal the surprise. Laugh off. Laugh off, meaning dismiss something by laughing. Dismiss something by laughing. He tries to laugh off every awkward moment. He tries to laugh off every awkward moment. Open up. Open up, meaning talk more honestly. Talk more honestly. It takes him a while to open up to new people. It takes him a while to open up to new people. Catch on. Catch on, meaning become popular or understood. Become popular or understood. These social games usually catch on quickly. These social games usually catch on quickly. Come across. Come across, meaning seem or appear in a certain way. Seem or appear in a certain way. I don't want to come across as rude. I don't want to come across as rude. Fall out. Fall out, meaning argue and stop being friends. Argue and stop being friends. I don't want to fall out over something so small. I don't want to fall out over something so small. Make up. Make up, meaning reconcile after a disagreement. Reconcile after a disagreement. Let's make up and move on from this. Let's make up and move on from this. Walk out. Walk out, meaning leave suddenly because you're upset. Leave suddenly because you're upset. Please don't walk out in the middle of the discussion. Please don't walk out in the middle of the discussion. Speak up. Speak up, meaning talk more loudly or confidently. Talk more loudly or confidently. Try to speak up so everyone can hear. Try to speak up so everyone can hear. Calm down. Calm down, meaning relax after being upset. Relax after being upset. Let's calm down and sort this properly. Let's calm down and sort this properly. Stick around. Stick around. Meaning, stay longer. Stay longer. You should stick around after dinner. You should stick around after dinner. Light up. Light up. Meaning, become visibly happier. Become visibly happier. She always seems to light up when her friends arrive. She always seems to light up when her friends arrive. Mess around. Mess around. Meaning, behave in a silly, playful way. Behave in a silly, playful way. Let's just mess around and enjoy the evening. Let's just mess around and enjoy the evening. Meaning, any person at all. It doesn't matter who. Usage, often used in questions, negatives, or to talk about a non-specific person. Let's look at 25 useful example sentences with anybody. Read them, practice them, and start using them in real conversations. Is anybody coming to the meeting? Is anybody coming to the meeting? I don't know anybody at this party. I don't know anybody at this party. Can anybody help me with this bag? Can anybody help me with this bag? Anybody can learn English with enough practice. Anybody can learn English with enough practice. I didn't see anybody outside. I didn't see anybody outside. There wasn't anybody in the room. There wasn't anybody in the room. You can ask anybody for directions here. You can ask anybody for directions here. Did anybody call while I was out? Did anybody call while I was out? If anybody needs me, I'll be upstairs. If anybody needs me, I'll be upstairs. Would anybody like some coffee? Would anybody like some coffee? I can't trust anybody these days. I can't trust anybody these days. Anybody who works hard can succeed. Anybody who works hard can succeed. I didn't hear anybody knock. I didn't hear anybody knock. Has anybody seen my phone? Has anybody seen my phone? I couldn't talk to anybody about it. I couldn't talk to anybody about it. Was anybody late to class? Was anybody late to class? You're welcome to invite anybody you like. You're welcome to invite anybody you like. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody discourage you. Anybody can make that mistake. Anybody can make that mistake. I don't think anybody knows the answer. I don't think anybody knows the answer. Can anybody explain this rule? Can anybody explain this rule? I haven't met anybody like her. I haven't met anybody like her. Please let me know if anybody cancels. Please let me know if anybody cancels. Did you hear anybody at the door? Did you hear anybody at the door? Anybody with questions can speak now. Anybody with questions can speak now. Meaning, all the people in a group. Usage, used when referring to all people together. Let's look at 25 useful example sentences with everybody. Read them, practice them, and start using them in real conversations. Everybody is waiting for the bus. Everybody is waiting for the bus. Everybody knows his name. Everybody knows his name. I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everybody had a good time. Everybody loves a free sample. Everybody loves a free sample. Can everybody hear me clearly? Can everybody hear me clearly? Everybody was shocked by the news. Everybody was shocked by the news. Everybody should arrive before 6 p.m. Everybody should arrive before 6 p.m. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody needs a break sometimes. Everybody needs a break sometimes. Everybody enjoyed the concert. Everybody enjoyed the concert. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody agreed with the decision. Everybody agreed with the decision. The teacher gave everybody a worksheet. The teacher gave everybody a worksheet. Everybody laughed at the joke. Everybody laughed at the joke. Everybody deserves kindness. Everybody deserves kindness. Everybody was invited to the party. Everybody was invited to the party. Can everybody please be quiet? Can everybody please be quiet? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody is responsible for cleaning up. Everybody is responsible for cleaning up. Everybody had something to say. Everybody had something to say. I spoke to everybody at the event. I spoke to everybody at the event. Everybody clapped when she finished. Everybody clapped when she finished. Everybody should try their best. Everybody should try their best. Everybody felt tired after the hike. Everybody felt tired after the hike. Everybody wants to be understood. Everybody wants to be understood. Meaning, no person at all. Usage, used to say that 0 people are involved. Let's look at 25 useful example sentences with nobody. Read them, practice them, and start using them in real conversations. Nobody was at the reception desk. Nobody was at the reception desk. I told you nobody saw anything. I told you nobody saw anything. Nobody wants to do the dishes. Nobody wants to do the dishes. Nobody came to the meeting on time. Nobody came to the meeting on time. Nobody called while you were out. Nobody called while you were out. Nobody understands how I feel. Nobody understands how I feel. I knocked, but nobody answered. I knocked, but nobody answered. Nobody knows the full story. Nobody knows the full story. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody was listening. Nobody was listening. Nobody offered to help me. Nobody offered to help me. There's nobody here but us. There's nobody here but us. Nobody mentioned the deadline. Nobody mentioned the deadline. Nobody should be left out. Nobody should be left out. Nobody remembered my birthday. Nobody remembered my birthday. Nobody enjoys being ignored. Nobody enjoys being ignored. Nobody had the correct answer. Nobody had the correct answer. Nobody noticed the mistake. Nobody noticed the mistake. Nobody believed his story. Nobody believed his story. Nobody opened the door. Nobody opened the door. Nobody told me about the test. Nobody told me about the test. Nobody can explain this. Nobody can explain this. Nobody expected the result. Nobody expected the result. Nobody wants to miss the show. Nobody wants to miss the show. Meaning: an unknown or unspecified person. Usage: used when you mean one person but you're not sure who. Let's look at 25 useful example sentences with somebody. Read them, practice them, and start using them in real conversations. Somebody left their umbrella here. Somebody left their umbrella here. I think somebody is watching us. I think somebody is watching us. Can somebody help me carry this? Can somebody help me carry this? Somebody needs to fix the tap. Somebody needs to fix the tap. I heard somebody at the door. I heard somebody at the door. Somebody stole my lunch. Somebody stole my lunch. Somebody is calling your name. Somebody is calling your name. I'm sure somebody will show up soon. I'm sure somebody will show up soon. Somebody forgot to turn off the lights. Somebody forgot to turn off the lights. Somebody should speak up. Somebody should speak up. There's somebody I want you to meet. There's somebody I want you to meet. Somebody left a message for you. Somebody left a message for you. Somebody has to take responsibility. Somebody has to take responsibility. I wish somebody had warned me. I wish somebody had warned me. Somebody needs to tell the truth. Somebody needs to tell the truth. Somebody is coming up the stairs. Somebody is coming up the stairs. I thought somebody was behind me. I thought somebody was behind me. Somebody knocked but ran away. Somebody knocked but ran away. Somebody always leaves the door open. Somebody always leaves the door open. Somebody is playing loud music upstairs. Somebody is playing loud music upstairs. I need to talk to somebody about this. I need to talk to somebody about this. Somebody brought cake to the office. Somebody brought cake to the office. I hope somebody finds my keys. I hope somebody finds my keys. Somebody laughed, but I don't know who. Somebody laughed, but I don't know who. Can somebody explain what just happened? Can somebody explain what just happened? I'll be with you in just a moment. Hang on. I'll be with you in just a moment. Hang on. Can you give me a second? I need to sort this out. Can you give me a second? I need to sort this out. I'll have a look and let you know what I find. I'll have a look and let you know what I find. Do you mind if I squeeze past you for a sec? Do you mind if I squeeze past you for a sec? I'm just heading out. Do you need anything? I'm just heading out. Do you need anything? Let me check my diary and I'll get back to you. Let me check my diary and I'll get back to you. Sorry I missed your call. What's up? Sorry I missed your call. What's up? Could you do me a quick favour while you're there? Could you do me a quick favour while you're there? I'll grab it on my way back. No problem. I'll grab it on my way back. No problem. Just give me a minute. I'm almost done. Just give me a minute. I'm almost done. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. I'll sort it out later if that's all right. I'll sort it out later if that's all right. Do you want to grab a coffee or something? Do you want to grab a coffee or something? Can you send it to me again? I must have deleted it. Can you send it to me again? I must have deleted it. I'll double check and let you know. I'll double check and let you know. I really appreciate you helping me out today. I really appreciate you helping me out today. That sounds good to me. Let's do it. That sounds good to me. Let's do it. I'll catch up with you later on. I'll catch up with you later on. I didn't quite catch that. Can you say it again? I didn't quite catch that. Can you say it again? I'm sorry, I'm a bit tied up right now. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tied up right now. Do you want to head out now or wait a bit? Do you want to head out now or wait a bit? That's fine by me. Whatever works for you. That's fine by me. Whatever works for you. No worries at all. It happens. No worries at all. It happens. I'll be honest. I'm not too sure about that. I'll be honest. I'm not too sure about that. Let me know when you're free to talk. Let me know when you're free to talk. I'm just finishing up a few things before I head off. I'm just finishing up a few things before I head off. I'll pop out for a bit and be back shortly. I'll pop out for a bit and be back shortly. I need to pick something up while I'm out. I need to pick something up while I'm out. I've got a few errands to run this afternoon. I've got a few errands to run this afternoon. I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. I'm running a bit late, but I'm on my way. I'm running a bit late, but I'm on my way. I'll cook something quick if you're hungry. I'll cook something quick if you're hungry. I just need to get myself organized first. I just need to get myself organized first. I'll jump in the shower and then we can go. I'll jump in the shower and then we can go. I'll make us a cup of tea if you want one. I'll make us a cup of tea if you want one. Let me just clear this up before we start. Let me just clear this up before we start. I'll take the bins out in a minute. I'll take the bins out in a minute. I'm heading to bed soon. I'm shattered. I'm heading to bed soon. I'm shattered. Let's call it a day and pick it up tomorrow. Let's call it a day and pick it up tomorrow. I need to top up my phone before it dies. I need to top up my phone before it dies. I'll charge it in a bit. It's nearly dead. I'll charge it in a bit. It's nearly dead. Let me grab my jacket. It feels cold out. Let me grab my jacket. It feels cold out. I'll meet you outside in a couple of minutes. I'll meet you outside in a couple of minutes. I'm trying to cut down on sugar lately. I'm trying to cut down on sugar lately. I'll just walk there. It's not far. I'll just walk there. It's not far. I'm going to tidy this room later on. I'm going to tidy this room later on. Let me sort the washing before we leave. Let me sort the washing before we leave. I'll check the weather to see if we need coats. I'll check the weather to see if we need coats. I've been meaning to do that for ages. I've been meaning to do that for ages. I'll put this away so it doesn't get lost. I'll put this away so it doesn't get lost. I'm not convinced, but I'll give it a try. I'm not convinced, but I'll give it a try. To be honest, I'm not feeling great today. To be honest, I'm not feeling great today. I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I'm not bothered either way. You decide. I'm not bothered either way. You decide. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I'm a bit overwhelmed, so go easy on me. I'm a bit overwhelmed, so go easy on me. That sounds amazing. Count me in. That sounds amazing. Count me in. I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm not in the mood for that right now. That caught me off guard a little bit. That caught me off guard a little bit. I'm just trying to stay positive today. I'm just trying to stay positive today. I'm worried it might take longer than we thought. I'm worried it might take longer than we thought. I'm glad you mentioned it. I nearly forgot. I'm glad you mentioned it. I nearly forgot. I'm trying not to stress about it too much. I'm trying not to stress about it too much. That really made my day. Thank you. That really made my day. Thank you. I'm just seeing how things go for now. I'm just seeing how things go for now. I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly. I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly. That's exactly what I was thinking too. That's exactly what I was thinking too. I'm a bit tired, but I'll manage. I'm a bit tired, but I'll manage. I really needed that little break. I really needed that little break. I'm keeping my expectations low this time. I'm keeping my expectations low this time. I'm not taking it personally. Don't worry. I'm not taking it personally. Don't worry. It's nothing serious. I'll sort it out. It's nothing serious. I'll sort it out. That didn't make much sense to me, to be honest. That didn't make much sense to me, to be honest. I'm staying out of it. It's not my business. I'm staying out of it. It's not my business. Let's catch up properly when things calm down. Let's catch up properly when things calm down. I'll send it over as soon as I finish here. I'll send it over as soon as I finish here. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. Can we touch base tomorrow morning? Can we touch base tomorrow morning? I'll look into it and see what I can do. I'll look into it and see what I can do. Let's keep this simple so we don't overthink it. Let's keep this simple so we don't overthink it. I'll try to get that done before lunchtime. I'll try to get that done before lunchtime. Sorry, I've got a lot on my plate today. Sorry, I've got a lot on my plate today. That works perfectly. Thanks for sorting it. That works perfectly. Thanks for sorting it. Let me check with them first and get back to you. Let me check with them first and get back to you. I'll jot it down so I don't forget. I'll jot it down so I don't forget. I'll send you a message once I'm there. I'll send you a message once I'm there. I might be a bit slow to reply, but I'll get back to you. I might be a bit slow to reply, but I'll get back to you. Let me know if you need anything else. Let me know if you need anything else. I appreciate the update. Thank you. I appreciate the update. Thank you. If anything comes up, just let me know. If anything comes up, just let me know. I'll try to get ahead so tomorrow isn't too busy. I'll try to get ahead so tomorrow isn't too busy. That should be fine as long as everyone agrees. That should be fine as long as everyone agrees. I'm happy to help if you need another pair of hands. I'm happy to help if you need another pair of hands. I'll keep an eye on things while you're out. I'll keep an eye on things while you're out. Let's take a quick break and then continue. Let's take a quick break and then continue. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how the day goes. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how the day goes. I've just got a couple more things to finish. I've just got a couple more things to finish. I'll leave you to it. Shout if you need me. I'll leave you to it. Shout if you need me. That's everything from me. We're all set. That's everything from me. We're all set. I'm getting better at managing my time, but there's still room for improvement. I'm getting better at managing my time, but there's still room for improvement. I'm getting used to waking up earlier now that my routine has changed. I'm getting used to waking up earlier now that my routine has changed. I'm getting more confident speaking English every single day. I'm getting more confident speaking English every single day. I'm getting tired of waiting for updates that never arrive. I'm getting tired of waiting for updates that never arrive. I'm getting frustrated with how slow this software runs. I'm getting frustrated with how slow this software runs. I'm getting more organized with my work schedule this month. I'm getting more organized with my work schedule this month. I'm getting closer to finishing the project, but it's taking longer than expected. I'm getting closer to finishing the project, but it's taking longer than expected. I'm getting more interested in trying different types of cuisine lately. I'm getting more interested in trying different types of cuisine lately. I'm getting overwhelmed with messages, so I might switch my phone off later. I'm getting overwhelmed with messages, so I might switch my phone off later. I'm getting excited about the holiday we booked for next year. I'm getting excited about the holiday we booked for next year. I'm getting increasingly aware of how important rest actually is. I'm getting increasingly aware of how important rest actually is. I'm getting better at setting boundaries and sticking to them. I'm getting better at setting boundaries and sticking to them. I'm getting more selective about the people I spend my time with. I'm getting more selective about the people I spend my time with. I'm getting used to the colder weather now that winter's settling in. I'm getting used to the colder weather now that winter's settling in. I'm getting more confident making decisions without overthinking them. I'm getting more confident making decisions without overthinking them. I'm getting tired of repeating myself, so I'll say it one more time clearly. I'm getting tired of repeating myself, so I'll say it one more time clearly. I'm getting more patient with things I can't control. I'm getting more patient with things I can't control. I'm getting more flexible with last-minute changes in plans. I'm getting more flexible with last-minute changes in plans. I'm getting better at spotting small mistakes before they become big problems. I'm getting better at spotting small mistakes before they become big problems. I'm getting more aware of how my habits affect my productivity. I'm getting more aware of how my habits affect my productivity. I'm getting a bit anxious about deadlines, but I'm staying on top of them. I'm getting a bit anxious about deadlines, but I'm staying on top of them. I'm getting used to cooking at home instead of ordering takeaways. I'm getting used to cooking at home instead of ordering takeaways. I'm getting more comfortable asking for help when I need it. I'm getting more comfortable asking for help when I need it. I'm getting more confident speaking up during meetings. I'm getting more confident speaking up during meetings. I'm getting closer to reaching the goals I set at the beginning of the year. I'm getting closer to reaching the goals I set at the beginning of the year. I'm getting better at keeping my space tidy without feeling overwhelmed. I'm getting better at keeping my space tidy without feeling overwhelmed. I'm getting more curious about how things work behind the scenes. I'm getting more curious about how things work behind the scenes. I'm getting quicker at responding to emails before they pile up. I'm getting quicker at responding to emails before they pile up. I'm getting more motivated now that I can see real progress. I'm getting more motivated now that I can see real progress. I'm getting more grateful for the small things that make my day easier. I'm getting more grateful for the small things that make my day easier. I've got to get this report finished before lunchtime or I'll fall behind. I've got to get this report finished before lunchtime or I'll fall behind. I've got to get my passport renewed before our next trip. I've got to get my passport renewed before our next trip. I've got to get the house sorted before guests arrive this evening. I've got to get the house sorted before guests arrive this evening. I've got to get more organised if I want to avoid last-minute stress. I've got to get more organised if I want to avoid last-minute stress. I've got to get my priorities straight before taking on anything new. I've got to get my priorities straight before taking on anything new. I've got to get these emails answered before they pile up again. I've got to get these emails answered before they pile up again. I've got to get some fresh air because I've been indoors all day. I've got to get some fresh air because I've been indoors all day. I've got to get a better system for managing my tasks. I've got to get a better system for managing my tasks. I've got to get my focus back because my mind keeps wandering. I've got to get my focus back because my mind keeps wandering. I've got to get this cleaned up before it gets out of hand. I've got to get this cleaned up before it gets out of hand. I've got to get some proper sleep tonight to reset my body. I've got to get some proper sleep tonight to reset my body. I've got to get more active because I've been sitting far too long. I've got to get more active because I've been sitting far too long. I've got to get the car checked before something goes wrong. I've got to get the car checked before something goes wrong. I've got to get a few things sorted before the weekend starts. I've got to get a few things sorted before the weekend starts. I've got to get better at saying no when I'm overloaded. I've got to get better at saying no when I'm overloaded. I've got to get this call made even though I've been putting it off. I've got to get this call made even though I've been putting it off. I've got to get my head around these new changes at work. I've got to get my head around these new changes at work. I've got to get more consistent with my morning routine. I've got to get more consistent with my morning routine. I've got to get this payment done before the deadline passes. I've got to get this payment done before the deadline passes. I've got to get the kitchen reorganized because it feels chaotic. I've got to get the kitchen reorganized because it feels chaotic. I've got to get a move on if I want to arrive on time. I've got to get a move on if I want to arrive on time. I've got to get these ideas written down before I forget them. I've got to get these ideas written down before I forget them. I've got to get a quiet space to concentrate properly. I've got to get a quiet space to concentrate properly. I've got to get something to eat because I haven't stopped all day. I've got to get something to eat because I haven't stopped all day. I've got to get this situation under control before it escalates. I've got to get this situation under control before it escalates. I've got to get a clearer plan before starting anything new. I've got to get a clearer plan before starting anything new. I've got to get my motivation back after such a long week. I've got to get my motivation back after such a long week. I've got to get this fixed because it's causing more problems every day. I've got to get this fixed because it's causing more problems every day. I've got to get my schedule updated so I don't double book myself. I've got to get my schedule updated so I don't double book myself. I've got to get the laundry done or I'll run out of clothes tomorrow. I've got to get the laundry done or I'll run out of clothes tomorrow. I need to get more sleep because my energy has been terrible lately. I need to get more sleep because my energy has been terrible lately. I need to get this done early so I can relax later. I need to get this done early so I can relax later. I need to get a better balance between work and personal time. I need to get a better balance between work and personal time. I need to get my confidence back after that awkward moment yesterday. I need to get my confidence back after that awkward moment yesterday. I need to get the flat cleaned before the week gets busy. I need to get the flat cleaned before the week gets busy. I need to get a stronger routine if I want to stay consistent. I need to get a stronger routine if I want to stay consistent. I need to get my thoughts straight before I reply. I need to get my thoughts straight before I reply. I need to get a few essentials from the shop later. I need to get a few essentials from the shop later. I need to get more disciplined with my daily habits. I need to get more disciplined with my daily habits. I need to get outside more because I've been at my desk too long. I need to get outside more because I've been at my desk too long. I need to get this issue sorted before it becomes a headache. I need to get this issue sorted before it becomes a headache. I need to get my mindset clearer so I can focus properly. I need to get my mindset clearer so I can focus properly. I need to get healthier snacks in the house, so I stop grabbing rubbish. I need to get healthier snacks in the house, so I stop grabbing rubbish. I need to get this task finished before something else comes up. I need to get this task finished before something else comes up. I need to get better at managing interruptions during the day. I need to get better at managing interruptions during the day. I need to get some fresh ideas before moving forward. I need to get some fresh ideas before moving forward. I need to get comfortable asking for support when I need it. I need to get comfortable asking for support when I need it. I need to get my finances organised before making big plans. I need to get my finances organised before making big plans. I need to get all my notes in one place so I stop losing things. I need to get all my notes in one place so I stop losing things. I need to get this conversation started instead of avoiding it. I need to get this conversation started instead of avoiding it. I need to get more confident speaking in public. I need to get more confident speaking in public. I need to get my travel plans confirmed before prices go up. I need to get my travel plans confirmed before prices go up. I need to get a proper break soon to recharge. I need to get a proper break soon to recharge. I need to get a clearer schedule so my days don't feel chaotic. I need to get a clearer schedule so my days don't feel chaotic. I need to get these tasks prioritized so I'm not overwhelmed. I need to get these tasks prioritized so I'm not overwhelmed. I need to get some motivation back after such a slow start. I need to get some motivation back after such a slow start. I need to get this problem addressed before it becomes worse. I need to get this problem addressed before it becomes worse. I need to get my workspace tidier so I can actually think. I need to get my workspace tidier so I can actually think. I need to get quicker at making simple decisions. I need to get quicker at making simple decisions. I need to get more consistent with my English practice. I need to get more consistent with my English practice. I'm about to get started on the next part of my project. I'm about to get started on the next part of my project. I'm about to get really busy, so I'm finishing things early. I'm about to get really busy, so I'm finishing things early. I'm about to get some fresh air because my head feels foggy. I'm about to get some fresh air because my head feels foggy. I'm about to get everything organized for the week ahead. I'm about to get everything organized for the week ahead. I'm about to get the kitchen cleaned before it annoys me again. I'm about to get the kitchen cleaned before it annoys me again. I'm about to get a coffee because I need a boost. I'm about to get a coffee because I need a boost. I'm about to get a few messages sent before I forget. I'm about to get a few messages sent before I forget. I'm about to get ready for the meeting, so give me a moment. I'm about to get ready for the meeting, so give me a moment. I'm about to get a proper break because I've earned it. I'm about to get a proper break because I've earned it. I'm about to get things sorted once and for all. I'm about to get things sorted once and for all. I'm about to get the car washed because it looks awful. I'm about to get the car washed because it looks awful. I'm about to get a quick workout in before dinner. I'm about to get a quick workout in before dinner. I'm about to get this situation resolved if everyone cooperates. I'm about to get this situation resolved if everyone cooperates. I'm about to get the rest of the tasks done while I still have energy. I'm about to get the rest of the tasks done while I still have energy. I'm about to get changed because I've been in these clothes all day. I'm about to get changed because I've been in these clothes all day. I'm about to get the place tidied because it's driving me mad. I'm about to get the place tidied because it's driving me mad. I'm about to get some food because I've barely eaten today. I'm about to get some food because I've barely eaten today. I'm about to get everything backed up so I don't lose any files. I'm about to get everything backed up so I don't lose any files. I'm about to get a proper rest because I feel worn out. I'm about to get a proper rest because I feel worn out. I'm about to get this call made even though I'd rather not. I'm about to get this call made even though I'd rather not. I'm about to get organised with tomorrow's schedule. I'm about to get organised with tomorrow's schedule. I'm about to get a few errands done before the shops close. I'm about to get a few errands done before the shops close. I'm about to get back on track after a bit of a slow morning. I'm about to get back on track after a bit of a slow morning. I'm about to get the living room sorted while I've got the time. I'm about to get the living room sorted while I've got the time. I'm about to get the email sent after one final check. I'm about to get the email sent after one final check. I'm about to get the washing started before it piles up. I'm about to get the washing started before it piles up. I'm about to get a well-deserved break after finishing everything. I'm about to get a well-deserved break after finishing everything. I'm about to get the rest of my notes written up for later. I'm about to get the rest of my notes written up for later. I'm about to get the situation under control, so don't worry. I'm about to get the situation under control, so don't worry. I'm about to get my day started properly. I just needed a moment. I'm about to get my day started properly. I just needed a moment. Broaden horizons. Broaden horizons. Meaning, expand your knowledge or experience. Expand your knowledge or experience. Travelling alone really helped me broaden horizons and see life differently. Travelling alone really helped me broaden horizons and see life differently. Savour the moment. Savour the moment. Meaning, fully enjoy a brief, special experience. Fully enjoy a brief, special experience. I stood on the cliff at sunset, just trying to savour the moment. I stood on the cliff at sunset, just trying to savour the moment. Venture off-grid. Venture off-grid. Meaning, travel away from civilization and technology. Travel away from civilization and technology. We decided to venture off-grid for 3 days and recharge. We decided to venture off-grid for 3 days and recharge. Immerse yourself in. Immerse yourself in. Meaning, dive deeply into a culture or experience. Dive deeply into a culture or experience. If you want to improve your Spanish, immerse yourself in the local markets and cafes. If you want to improve your Spanish, immerse yourself in the local markets and cafes. Seek out adventure. Seek out adventure. Meaning, actively look for new, exciting experiences. Actively look for new, exciting experiences. He's the type who'll seek out adventure wherever he goes. He's the type who'll seek out adventure wherever he goes. Trace our footsteps. Trace our footsteps. Meaning, walk back along the same route or retrace a journey. Walk back along the same route or retrace a journey. We had to trace our footsteps after realizing we'd left the camera behind. We had to trace our footsteps after realizing we'd left the camera behind. Soak up the atmosphere. Soak up the atmosphere. Meaning, enjoy the mood, culture or vibe of a place. Enjoy the mood, culture or vibe of a place. Sit in the old town square and just soak up the atmosphere. Sit in the old town square and just soak up the atmosphere. Capture the essence. Capture the essence, meaning photograph or describe the true feeling of a place. Photograph or describe the true feeling of a place. That photo really does capture the essence of Edinburgh. That photo really does capture the essence of Edinburgh. Quench my wanderlust. Quench my wanderlust, meaning satisfy a strong desire to travel. Satisfy a strong desire to travel. That week in Italy wasn't enough to quench my wanderlust, but it helped. That week in Italy wasn't enough to quench my wanderlust, but it helped. Sample local delicacies. Sample local delicacies, meaning try unique foods of a region. Try unique foods of a region. If you visit Japan, make time to sample local delicacies beyond sushi. If you visit Japan, make time to sample local delicacies beyond sushi. Embrace spontaneity. Embrace spontaneity, meaning welcome unplanned experiences. Welcome unplanned experiences. When you're travelling, try to embrace spontaneity and say yes to moments you didn't plan. When you're travelling, try to embrace spontaneity and say yes to moments you didn't plan. Forge lasting memories. Forge lasting memories, meaning create strong, unforgettable memories. Create strong, unforgettable memories. Travelling with close friends always helps you forge lasting memories. Travelling with close friends always helps you forge lasting memories. Navigate unfamiliar terrain. Navigate unfamiliar terrain, meaning move through a location you don't know. Move through a location you don't know. We had to navigate unfamiliar terrain in the dark, which was exciting and slightly terrifying. We had to navigate unfamiliar terrain in the dark, which was exciting and slightly terrifying. Embark on a journey. Embark on a journey, meaning begin a long trip or meaningful experience. Begin a long trip or meaningful experience. They decided to embark on a journey across South America. They decided to embark on a journey across South America. Step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone, meaning do something challenging or new. Do something challenging or new. Solo travel forces you to step out of your comfort zone. Solo travel forces you to step out of your comfort zone. Lose all sense of time. Lose all sense of time, meaning stop noticing time because you're enjoying the experience. Stop noticing time because you're enjoying the experience. On that quiet beach, you can lie back, listen to the waves, and lose all sense of time. On that quiet beach, you can lie back, listen to the waves, and lose all sense of time. Indulge in luxury. Indulge in luxury, meaning enjoy expensive or high-end experiences. Enjoy expensive or high-end experiences. Once a year, we book a spa weekend to indulge in luxury. Once a year, we book a spa weekend to indulge in luxury. Dodge the crowds. Dodge the crowds, meaning avoid busy tourist areas. Avoid busy tourist areas. We left early in the morning to dodge the crowds at the museum. We left early in the morning to dodge the crowds at the museum. Slip into holiday mode. Slip into holiday mode, meaning begin to feel relaxed like you're on holiday. Begin to feel relaxed like you're on holiday. The moment you check into the hotel, you'll slip into holiday mode without even trying. The moment you check into the hotel, you'll slip into holiday mode without even trying. Roam freely. Roam freely, meaning move around without restrictions. Move around without restrictions. The best part of the countryside is being able to roam freely for hours. The best part of the countryside is being able to roam freely for hours. Plan an itinerary. Plan an itinerary, meaning create a detailed travel schedule. Create a detailed travel schedule. She loves to plan an itinerary down to the minute. She loves to plan an itinerary down to the minute. Experience culture shock. Experience culture shock, meaning feel surprised or unsettled by a different culture. Feel surprised or unsettled by a different culture. Visitors often experience culture shock when they step into a completely new environment. Visitors often experience culture shock when they step into a completely new environment. Hit the open road. Hit the open road, meaning begin a road trip. Begin a road trip. We packed snacks and hit the open road with no real plan. We packed snacks and hit the open road with no real plan. Wander aimlessly. Wander aimlessly, meaning explore with no set destination. Explore with no set destination. On lazy afternoons, we like to wander aimlessly through the old streets and see what we find. On lazy afternoons, we like to wander aimlessly through the old streets and see what we find. Marvel at the scenery. Marvel at the scenery, meaning look at beautiful landscapes in awe. Look at beautiful landscapes in awe. You'll stop every 5 minutes in Scotland. You can't help but marvel at the scenery. You'll stop every 5 minutes in Scotland. You can't help but marvel at the scenery. Go with the flow. Go with the flow, meaning let things happen naturally. Let things happen naturally. When things shift suddenly, just go with the flow and keep moving. When things shift suddenly, just go with the flow and keep moving. Escape the hustle and bustle. Escape the hustle and bustle. Meaning, get away from noise and crowds. Get away from noise and crowds. The cottage is perfect if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. The cottage is perfect if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. Savvy traveller. Savvy traveller. Meaning, a smart and experienced traveller. A smart and experienced traveller. A savvy traveller always keeps digital copies of important documents. A savvy traveller always keeps digital copies of important documents. Rough it for a bit. Rough it for a bit. Meaning, live with minimal comfort temporarily. Live with minimal comfort temporarily. We had to rough it for a bit, but it made the trip more memorable. We had to rough it for a bit, but it made the trip more memorable. Get fully acclimatized. Get fully acclimatized. Meaning, adjust to new weather, food, culture, or altitude. Adjust to new weather, food, culture, or altitude. It took me 2 days to get fully acclimatized to the heat. It took me 2 days to get fully acclimatized to the heat. Bask in the sunshine. Bask in the sunshine. Meaning, enjoy warm sunlight. Enjoy warm sunlight. On quiet afternoons, we sit by the harbour and bask in the sunshine. On quiet afternoons, we sit by the harbour and bask in the sunshine. Squeeze in a quick visit. Squeeze in a quick visit. Meaning, fit a visit into a tight schedule. Fit a visit into a tight schedule. We only had an hour, but we decided to squeeze in a quick visit to the museum. We only had an hour, but we decided to squeeze in a quick visit to the museum. Travel on a shoestring. Travel on a shoestring. Meaning, travel with very little money. Travel with very little money. If you want to save money, try to travel on a shoestring. If you want to save money, try to travel on a shoestring. Venture into the unknown. Venture into the unknown. Meaning, explore places or experiences completely unfamiliar to you. Explore places or experiences completely unfamiliar to you. They were ready to venture into the unknown without hesitation. They were ready to venture into the unknown without hesitation. Stand in awe. Stand in awe. Meaning, feel amazed or humbled by something. Feel amazed or humbled by something. Tourists often stand in awe when they see the northern lights. Tourists often stand in awe when they see the northern lights. Encounter rare wildlife. Encounter rare wildlife. Meaning, see unusual animals that are not common. See unusual animals that are not common. On the safari, we were lucky enough to encounter rare wildlife. On the safari, we were lucky enough to encounter rare wildlife. Seek deeper meaning. Seek deeper meaning. Meaning, look for purpose or understanding in travel experiences. Look for purpose or understanding in travel experiences. Many people travel to seek deeper meaning, not just to relax. Many people travel to seek deeper meaning, not just to relax. Glide through security. Glide through security. Meaning, pass security quickly and easily. Pass security quickly and easily. With only hand luggage, you can glide through security in minutes. With only hand luggage, you can glide through security in minutes. Brace for turbulence. Brace for turbulence. Meaning, prepare for sudden movement during a flight. Prepare for sudden movement during a flight. We were told to brace for turbulence as we crossed the mountains. We were told to brace for turbulence as we crossed the mountains. Sample hotel amenities. Sample hotel amenities. Meaning, try the services and facilities offered. Try the services and facilities offered. Guests can sample hotel amenities like the rooftop spa and sauna. Guests can sample hotel amenities like the rooftop spa and sauna. Unwind in the lounge. Unwind in the lounge. Meaning, relax in a hotel's shared rest area. Relax in a hotel's shared rest area. After checking in, we decided to unwind in the lounge with coffee. After checking in, we decided to unwind in the lounge with coffee. Absorb the city's pulse. Absorb the city's pulse. Meaning, feel and understand the energy of a city. Feel and understand the energy of a city. Sitting in the main square lets you absorb the city's pulse. Sitting in the main square lets you absorb the city's pulse. Cruise along the coastline. Cruise along the coastline. Meaning, drive smoothly beside the sea. Drive smoothly beside the sea. On warm evenings, we just cruise along the coastline for fun. On warm evenings, we just cruise along the coastline for fun. Fuel up on essentials. Fuel up on essentials. Meaning, get what you need before travelling. Get what you need before travelling. Before setting off, make sure you fuel up on essentials. Before setting off, make sure you fuel up on essentials. Opt for low-cost options. Opt for low-cost options. Meaning, choose cheaper alternatives. Choose cheaper alternatives. Backpackers often opt for low-cost options without hesitation. Backpackers often opt for low-cost options without hesitation. Capture fleeting moments. Capture fleeting moments, meaning record things that happen quickly. Record things that happen quickly. Travel photographers always try to capture fleeting moments before they disappear. Travel photographers always try to capture fleeting moments before they disappear. Find your bearings. Find your bearings, meaning understand where you are in a new place. Understand where you are in a new place. In a new city, it usually takes a moment to find your bearings. In a new city, it usually takes a moment to find your bearings. Take the plunge. Take the plunge, meaning finally decide to do something bold. Finally decide to do something bold. If you've always wanted to travel solo, this might be the moment to take the plunge. If you've always wanted to travel solo, this might be the moment to take the plunge. Get utterly swept away. Get utterly swept away, meaning become emotionally overwhelmed by beauty, experience. Become emotionally overwhelmed by beauty, experience. Standing on that cliff, you can get utterly swept away. Standing on that cliff, you can get utterly swept away. Avoid tourist traps. Avoid tourist traps, meaning stay away from overpriced or inauthentic places. Stay away from overpriced or inauthentic places. Apps help travelers avoid tourist traps easily. Apps help travelers avoid tourist traps easily. Could have been refers to a situation that was possible in the past but did not happen. It expresses missed opportunities or unrealized potential. This phrase suggests that under different circumstances, something might have occurred or turned out differently. It is often used to reflect on what could have been achieved if the right conditions or actions had been in place. Here are 25 example sentences using could have been. It could have been a great day if I hadn't overslept. It could have been a great day if I hadn't overslept. She could have been the one to win the race. She could have been the one to win the race. It could have been worse, but we made it through. It could have been worse, but we made it through. We could have been friends if we had met earlier. We could have been friends if we had met earlier. That could have been a perfect solution if you'd have thought it through. That could have been a perfect solution if you'd have thought it through. He could have been in the movie if he had auditioned. He could have been in the movie if he had auditioned. The party could have been better if we had more guests. The party could have been better if we had more guests. You could have been more careful when handling that. You could have been more careful when handling that. It could have been a disaster if we didn't call for help. It could have been a disaster if we didn't call for help. They could have been successful if they worked harder. They could have been successful if they worked harder. The event could have been a huge success if we had better planning. The event could have been a huge success if we had better planning. She could have been happier if she had made different choices. She could have been happier if she had made different choices. The meeting could have been more productive if we started earlier. The meeting could have been more productive if we started earlier. He could have been a professional athlete, but he chose another path. He could have been a professional athlete, but he chose another path. That could have been a great movie if the script had been better. That could have been a great movie if the script had been better. It could have been a nice evening if the weather wasn't so bad. It could have been a nice evening if the weather wasn't so bad. The presentation could have been more engaging if you used visuals. The presentation could have been more engaging if you used visuals. We could have been late if the traffic was worse. We could have been late if the traffic was worse. I could have been more prepared for the interview. I could have been more prepared for the interview. They could have been safer if they wore helmets. They could have been safer if they wore helmets. You could have been more polite during the discussion. You could have been more polite during the discussion. It could have been a pleasant experience, but it turned out stressful. It could have been a pleasant experience, but it turned out stressful. We could have been on time if we left earlier. We could have been on time if we left earlier. You could have been more supportive when she needed it. You could have been more supportive when she needed it. It could have been an easy task if I had the right tools. It could have been an easy task if I had the right tools. Should have been is used to express a sense of regret, criticism, or a missed obligation. It reflects on a past event where something was expected or advised but did not happen. This phrase often implies that the outcome was not ideal and that there was an opportunity for a better result if different choices had been made. It can also be used to say that something was supposed to happen, but it didn't. Here are 25 example sentences using should have been. You should have been more careful with the vase. You should have been more careful with the vase. She should have been studying instead of watching TV. She should have been studying instead of watching TV. We should have been more organised for the event. We should have been more organised for the event. The cake should have been baked for another 10 minutes. The cake should have been baked for another 10 minutes. He should have been honest with me from the beginning. He should have been honest with me from the beginning. You should have been there earlier to get a good seat. You should have been there earlier to get a good seat. We should have been more patient with the process. We should have been more patient with the process. They should have been ready for the meeting by now. They should have been ready for the meeting by now. She should have been at work earlier this morning. She should have been at work earlier this morning. It should have been a relaxing weekend, but it was stressful. It should have been a relaxing weekend, but it was stressful. The report should have been submitted on time. The report should have been submitted on time. I should have been paying more attention during the lecture. I should have been paying more attention during the lecture. You should have been nicer to her. She's been struggling. You should have been nicer to her. She's been struggling. I should have been more careful with my words. I should have been more careful with my words. We should have been practicing more before the competition. We should have been practicing more before the competition. You should have been more proactive about the issue. You should have been more proactive about the issue. She should have been more understanding during the argument. She should have been more understanding during the argument. He should have been paying attention to the road. He should have been paying attention to the road. You should have been nicer when meeting my parents. You should have been nicer when meeting my parents. We should have been more enthusiastic about the project. We should have been more enthusiastic about the project. You should have been better prepared for the exam. You should have been better prepared for the exam. They should have been aware of the risks involved. They should have been aware of the risks involved. I should have been more focused during my presentation. I should have been more focused during my presentation. The team should have been communicating better throughout the game. The team should have been communicating better throughout the game. She should have been more careful with her spending. She should have been more careful with her spending. Would have been is used to describe a hypothetical situation or a possible outcome in the past that didn't happen. It is often used to talk about what could have occurred if the conditions had been different. This phrase is used when we imagine an alternate reality or scenario and reflect on how things could have played out if only certain factors had been in place. It's often used to express regret or wishful thinking about missed opportunities. Here are 25 example sentences using would have been. It would have been a perfect day if the weather was better. It would have been a perfect day if the weather was better. I would have been at the party if I wasn't feeling sick. I would have been at the party if I wasn't feeling sick. He would have been more successful if he didn't give up so soon. He would have been more successful if he didn't give up so soon. It would have been a great adventure if we had gone together. It would have been a great adventure if we had gone together. She would have been a fantastic candidate if she had more experience. She would have been a fantastic candidate if she had more experience. The movie would have been amazing if the plot was more interesting. The movie would have been amazing if the plot was more interesting. If you had asked earlier, it would have been easier to help. If you had asked earlier, it would have been easier to help. I would have been thrilled if you came to visit. I would have been thrilled if you came to visit. The concert would have been sold out if the tickets weren't so expensive. The concert would have been sold out if the tickets weren't so expensive. They would have been happy with the results if they worked harder. They would have been happy with the results if they worked harder. I would have been upset if I missed the opportunity. I would have been upset if I missed the opportunity. He would have been proud of you if he saw your work. He would have been proud of you if he saw your work. We would have been prepared if we knew the challenges ahead. We would have been prepared if we knew the challenges ahead. She would have been disappointed if she knew how hard it would be. She would have been disappointed if she knew how hard it would be. If I had known earlier, I would have been able to help you. If I had known earlier, I would have been able to help you. It would have been an unforgettable experience if we had travelled together. It would have been an unforgettable experience if we had travelled together. The team would have been better prepared if they had more time to train. The team would have been better prepared if they had more time to train. You would have been more confident if you practiced before. You would have been more confident if you practiced before. It would have been easier to solve if we had more resources. It would have been easier to solve if we had more resources. She would have been heartbroken if you didn't show up. She would have been heartbroken if you didn't show up. If I had taken the job offer, it would have been a better career move. If I had taken the job offer, it would have been a better career move. He would have been happier with his decision if he knew the outcome. He would have been happier with his decision if he knew the outcome. It would have been a different story if he had listened to my advice. It would have been a different story if he had listened to my advice. We would have been able to solve the problem if we had acted sooner. We would have been able to solve the problem if we had acted sooner. It would have been a better match if they had played with more effort. It would have been a better match if they had played with more effort. On cloud nine. On cloud nine. Meaning, extremely happy. Extremely happy. She was on cloud nine after getting the job offer. She was on cloud nine after getting the job offer. Over the moon. Over the moon. Meaning, very pleased. Very pleased. I was over the moon when I passed my exam. I was over the moon when I passed my exam. In high spirits. In high spirits. Meaning, cheerful and lively. Cheerful and lively. Everyone was in high spirits at the wedding. Everyone was in high spirits at the wedding. Full of beans. Full of beans. Meaning, full of energy. Full of energy. The kids were full of beans after the party. The kids were full of beans after the party. Like a dog with two tails. Like a dog with two tails. Meaning, very happy. Very happy. He was like a dog with two tails when he saw his new car. He was like a dog with two tails when he saw his new car. Grinning from ear to ear. Grinning from ear to ear. Meaning, smiling widely from happiness. Smiling widely from happiness. She was grinning from ear to ear after hearing the news. She was grinning from ear to ear after hearing the news. Walking on air. Walking on air. Meaning, feeling wonderful. Feeling wonderful. After the concert, I was walking on air. After the concert, I was walking on air. Tickled pink. Tickled pink. Meaning, very pleased. Very pleased. She was tickled pink with the surprise gift. She was tickled pink with the surprise gift. Jump for joy. Jump for joy. Meaning, feel or show great happiness. Feel or show great happiness. I always jump for joy when my favourite song comes on the radio. I always jump for joy when my favourite song comes on the radio. On top of the world. On top of the world. Meaning, feeling great. Feeling great. I felt on top of the world after the hike. I felt on top of the world after the hike. All smiles. All smiles. Meaning, smiling a lot. Smiling a lot. The children were all smiles at the fun fair. The children were all smiles at the fun fair. In seventh heaven. In seventh heaven. Meaning, extremely happy. Extremely happy. She's in seventh heaven with her new puppy. She's in seventh heaven with her new puppy. Down in the dumps. Down in the dumps. Meaning, feeling unhappy. Feeling unhappy. He's been down in the dumps all week. He's been down in the dumps all week. Feeling blue. Feeling blue. Meaning, feeling sad. Feeling sad. Whenever it rains for days, I start feeling blue and just want to stay in bed. Whenever it rains for days, I start feeling blue and just want to stay in bed. A heavy heart. A heavy heart. Meaning, feeling sorrow or sadness. Feeling sorrow or sadness. She left with a heavy heart. She left with a heavy heart. Crying over spilt milk. Crying over spilt milk. Meaning, being upset about something you can't change. Being upset about something you can't change. She's still crying over spilt milk, but there's nothing she can do to change it now. She's still crying over spilt milk, but there's nothing she can do to change it now. Out of sorts. Out of sorts. Meaning, not feeling well emotionally. Not feeling well emotionally. He's a bit out of sorts today. He's a bit out of sorts today. Low spirits. Low spirits. Meaning, feeling low or sad. Feeling low or sad. Rainy days always puts me in low spirits. Rainy days always put me in low spirits. Heart sinks. Heart sinks. Meaning, feeling suddenly sad or disappointed. Feeling suddenly sad or disappointed. My heart sinks every time I hear bad news on the radio. My heart sinks every time I hear bad news on the radio. A lump in my throat. A lump in my throat. Meaning, feeling emotional or like crying. Feeling emotional or like crying. I had a lump in my throat during the speech. I had a lump in my throat during the speech. Break down. Break down. Meaning, suddenly start crying. Suddenly start crying. Sometimes people break down when they're under too much emotional pressure. Sometimes people break down when they're under too much emotional pressure. Hit hard. Hit hard. Meaning, deeply affected emotionally. Deeply affected emotionally. The news of her friend moving away really hit hard and left her feeling empty. The news of her friend moving away really hit hard and left her feeling empty. Fall apart. Fall apart. Meaning, become emotionally overwhelmed. Become emotionally overwhelmed. People sometimes fall apart when they lose someone they love deeply. People sometimes fall apart when they lose someone they love deeply. See red. See red. Meaning, become very angry. Become very angry. I always see red when someone lies to me straight to my face. I always see red when someone lies to me straight to my face. Blow a fuse. Blow a fuse. Meaning, suddenly get very angry. Suddenly get very angry. I try to stay calm, but I sometimes blow a fuse when things go wrong repeatedly. I try to stay calm, but I sometimes blow a fuse when things go wrong repeatedly. Hot under the collar. Hot under the collar. Meaning, angry or annoyed. Angry or annoyed. She was hot under the collar after the meeting. She was hot under the collar after the meeting. At my wit's end. At my wit's end. Meaning, completely frustrated. Completely frustrated. I'm at my wit's end with this nosy neighbour. I'm at my wit's end with this nosy neighbour. Boiling point. Boiling point. Meaning, the moment you lose control. The moment you lose control. She reached boiling point during the argument. She reached boiling point during the argument. Fed up. Fed up. Meaning, tired and annoyed. Tired and annoyed. I'm fed up with waiting all day. I'm fed up with waiting all day. Driving me up the wall. Driving me up the wall. Meaning, annoy someone a lot. Annoy someone a lot. That constant tapping is driving me up the wall. That constant tapping is driving me up the wall. Go off on one. Go off on one. Meaning, suddenly speak angrily. Suddenly speak angrily. Some people go off on one over the smallest things and it's hard to calm them down. Some people go off on one over the smallest things and it's hard to calm them down. Lose my temper. Lose my temper. Meaning, become angry. Become angry. I try not to lose my temper, but he pushed me. I try not to lose my temper, but he pushed me. Rub the wrong way. Rub the wrong way. Meaning, annoy unintentionally. Annoy unintentionally. Certain comments rub the wrong way if they seem rude or dismissive. Certain comments rub the wrong way if they seem rude or dismissive. Butterflies in my stomach. Butterflies in my stomach. Meaning, feeling nervous. Feeling nervous. I always get butterflies in my stomach before speaking in public. I always get butterflies in my stomach before speaking in public. Shaking like a leaf. Shaking like a leaf. Meaning, very scared. Very scared. She was shaking like a leaf after the thunderstorm. She was shaking like a leaf after the thunderstorm. Break out in a cold sweat. Break out in a cold sweat. Meaning, get nervous or scared. Get nervous or scared. I always break out in a cold sweat before taking a big exam. I always break out in a cold sweat before taking a big exam. Get cold feet. Get cold feet. Meaning, feel nervous before doing something. Feel nervous before doing something. Many people get cold feet right before their wedding day, even if they're truly in love. Many people get cold feet right before their wedding day, even if they're truly in love. Heart in my mouth. Heart in my mouth. Meaning extremely nervous or scared. Extremely nervous or scared. I had my heart in my mouth as I waited for the interview results. I had my heart in my mouth as I waited for the interview results. Scared stiff. Scared stiff. Meaning extremely frightened. Extremely frightened. I was scared stiff when I heard footsteps behind me. I was scared stiff when I heard footsteps behind me. On edge. On edge. Meaning feeling tense or nervous. Feeling tense or nervous. He's been on edge all day. He's been on edge all day. Jump out of my skin. Jump out of my skin. Meaning suddenly get scared. Suddenly get scared. I almost jump out of my skin every time the door slams unexpectedly. I almost jump out of my skin every time the door slams unexpectedly. Caught off guard. Caught off guard. Meaning surprised unexpectedly. Surprised unexpectedly. I was caught off guard by the question. I was caught off guard by the question. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Meaning suddenly and unexpectedly. Suddenly and unexpectedly. The call came out of the blue. The call came out of the blue. At a loss for words. At a loss for words. Meaning speechless. Speechless. I was at a loss for words when I saw it. I was at a loss for words when I saw it. Blown away. Blown away. Meaning extremely impressed or surprised. Extremely impressed or surprised. I was blown away by her singing. I was blown away by her singing. Jaw dropped. Jaw dropped. Meaning shocked. Shocked. His jaw dropped when he saw the price. His jaw dropped when he saw the price. Knock my socks off. Knock my socks off. Meaning surprise or impress greatly. Surprise or impress greatly. Great performances like that always knock my socks off and leave me amazed. Great performances like that always knock my socks off and leave me amazed. Head over heels. Head over heels. Meaning deeply in love. Deeply in love. They're head over heels for each other. They're head over heels for each other. Have a crush on. Have a crush on. Meaning feel romantically interested. Feel romantically interested. Lots of teenagers have a crush on their favourite celebrities. Lots of teenagers have a crush on their favourite celebrities. Love at first sight. Love at first sight. Meaning Immediate romantic attraction. Immediate romantic attraction. It was love at first sight when they met. It was love at first sight when they met. Swept off my feet. Swept off my feet. Meaning, fall in love quickly. Fall in love quickly. I didn't expect to fall in love, but I was completely swept off my feet on our first date. I didn't expect to fall in love, but I was completely swept off my feet on our first date. Puppy love. Puppy love. Meaning, young or innocent love. Young or innocent love. It's just puppy love. They're still kids. It's just puppy love. They're still kids. The apple of my eye. The apple of my eye. Meaning, someone cherished. Someone cherished. Ever since she was born, my daughter has been the apple of my eye. Ever since she was born, my daughter has been the apple of my eye. Mixed feelings. Mixed feelings. Meaning, unsure emotions. Unsure emotions. I have mixed feelings about moving away. I have mixed feelings about moving away. Roller coaster of emotions. Roller coaster of emotions. Meaning, many emotional ups and downs. Many emotional ups and downs. The day was a roller coaster of emotions. The day was a roller coaster of emotions. Bottled up. Bottled up. Meaning, hidden feelings. Hidden feelings. He keeps his emotions bottled up. He keeps his emotions bottled up. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Meaning, show emotions openly. Show emotions openly. If you wear your heart on your sleeve, everyone can see how you're feeling. If you wear your heart on your sleeve, everyone can see how you're feeling. In two minds. In two minds. Meaning, unsure what to feel or decide. Unsure what to feel or decide. I'm in two minds about quitting. I'm in two minds about quitting. Take it to heart. Take it to heart. Meaning, be deeply affected by something. Be deeply affected by something. Don't take it to heart. It wasn't personal. Don't take it to heart. It wasn't personal.